Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. If you're noticing a lot of anterior or forward pelvic tilt, definitely check this video out because what usually causes this is what is known as lower cross syndrome, which is a blend of weakness and tightness in the muscles that support the pelvis. To fix this, I'm going to show specific exercises that will help stretch and strengthen these main muscles for both quick and long-lasting results. And I know nobody wants to hear this, but it is a video where you have to do all the exercises to get the best results. So with that being said, let's get started. This is a pelvic reset. What it's going to do is warm up the pelvis and the surrounding muscles, so it's really important that we do this one first. We're going to lie flat on our back in bed or on a floor. Let's have our legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent, feet flat. Take our hands, put them on our hips. The first movement is called a pelvic rocker or a pelvic tilt. So imagine your tailbone. What you want to do is scoop it up like this, curling it towards your belly button. As you do this, you're going to slowly feel that your hips and pelvis rock backward, and a really good stretch will form in your lower back and across the hips. Let's build into this one as much as we can, hold it comfortably for a second or two, release it, and now go in the other direction. So here's our tailbone. This time around we're going to scoop it downward, pressing it towards the floor. And you're going to feel that your hips and pelvis rock forward this time, and the stretch in the back and the hips will be felt just a little bit differently. Again, hold this one for a second or two, and then as a fluid movement you're going to rock backward and forward 15 to 20 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. So let's take this one to the next level and get a little bit deeper of a stretch. So I'm going to put my legs together, knees still bent, but I'm going to take my hands and cup around my knees. Let's slowly pull our knees towards our chest until we feel a really good stretch form across our legs, into the glutes or the buttocks, and then finally into the lower back. We're going to hold this and now do a slow swinging motion side to side, moving through our pelvis and hips as much as possible. So I like to do this one again for about 15 to 20 repetitions, and with each repetition trying to build into it just a little bit more. While doing these two movements though, if you do find that one certain movement, like swinging towards the left, it just really feels tight and achy, at that point just keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. This exercise is going to focus on fixing weak glutes. What we're going to do is lie flat on our back in bed or on a floor. Let's have our legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent, feet flat. Take your hands, put them off to your side for support. So the first thing that we need to do is activate the glutes. What I like to do is just kind of squeeze the butt cheeks gently, but to make it really easy, just take your heels and press them down into the floor because you're going to feel a really good activation of the buttocks. So once we feel that, we're going to hold this and now press our hips straight upward towards the ceiling until our body roughly is in a straight line from our knees to our hips to our shoulders. You're going to feel a ton of muscles start to fire. The core, the back, your butt, your legs, everything that helps keep your pelvis in line. We're going to hold this one for 5 seconds, release it, take a breather, and then repeat this 10 to 15 times. And with each repetition, trying to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have a little bit more energy, you're more than welcome to throw in another set or two. But to take this one to the next level, what we can do is a one-legged bridge. So it's basically the same movement of coming up like this, but we're going to lift one leg up like this, driving our knee towards our chest as much as we can. All the weight is going to be put on the other side, and if you have a lot of weakness, you're probably going to feel a little bit of a challenge to maintain this position. But you want to keep your hips as level as possible. Hold this position right here for 3 to 5 seconds. Bring your leg back down, take a breather, and then repeat this on the other side. Try this one for about 5 to 10 repetitions. But again, if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. And another note too, if one side is significantly weaker than the other, throw a couple repetitions in because it's all about trying to fix that weakness to fix our pelvic tilt. This exercise is going to focus on strengthening weak core muscles, including the abdominals. What we're going to do is lie flat on our back in bed or on a floor. Let's have our legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent, feet flat. Take your hands, put them off to your side for support. So from here, we're going to keep our knees bent roughly at 90 degrees, but we're going to raise them up so they're pointed straight towards towards the ceiling. At this point, we're going to hold this and now take one leg and slowly straighten it at the knee, lowering that leg and foot towards the floor. The key is to try to lower that leg downward towards the floor as much as possible, but don't let it touch. Let it hover an inch or two above, because in this position, you are going to feel a deep activation of those core muscles. We're going to hold this comfortably for 3 to 5 seconds, release it, and then repeat this on the other side. Do this nice and slowly for 10 to 15 repetitions on both sides. But if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, you're more than welcome to throw in another set or two. To take this one to the next level though and make it more challenging, we can add in an arm movement. So we're going to take our arms and hands and also have them pointed straight towards the ceiling. As we lower one leg downward, we're going to lower the other side's arm at the same time. So I'm lowering my left leg and right arm at the same time. You are going to feel a much deeper activation of those core muscles. So try to hold this one for about 3 to 5 seconds and repeat this 5 times on both sides. But again, if it feels like you have a little bit more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. This exercise is going to focus on stretching tight hip flexors, notably the psoas muscle. So we're going to lie flat on our back in bed or on a floor. Let's have our legs roughly hip width apart, knees bent, feet flat. Take your hands, put them off to your side for support. So the first thing that we're going to do is straighten one leg like this, let it rest comfortably on the floor. We're then going to take our hands and cup around the other side's knee. Now pull this knee towards your chest as much as you can until you feel a really good stretch forming over the top of this straight leg. You should feel it over the top of the leg, working into the groin, into the pelvic floor. We're now going to hold this comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds, and during that time period, just do nice, slow, controlled breathing. Let that tension out. You're going to release it, and then you're going to repeat this on the other side. Do this nice and slowly for 3 to 5 repetitions on both sides. But if it feels like you have a little bit more tightness, you're more than welcome to throw in a couple more repetitions. But to take this one to the next level and get a much deeper stretch, give this a try. So let's get back into our original position, that original stretch, but this time around we're going to add in a posterior pelvic tilt. So here's your tailbone. What you want to do is curl it upward like this, scooping it towards your belly button. You're going to feel that your hips and pelvis rock backward, but more importantly, a deeper stretch will be felt over the top of that straight leg. So we're going to build into this one as much as we can, hold it, and now take the heel on the straight leg and press it away at the same time. So we're going to tilt our pelvis and press that heel away. You are going to feel a really deep stretch in those hip flexors over the top of that straight leg. 20 to 30 second hold, you're going to release it, and then you're going to repeat this on the other side. Again, try to do this for about 3 to 5 repetitions on both sides. But if you do notice that one side has a little bit more tightness, keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. This exercise is going to focus on stretching tight lower back muscles. We're going to start on all fours on a floor. Let's have our hands roughly shoulder width apart, legs roughly hip width apart. The first thing that we're going to do is take our hands and slowly walk them forward until we feel a light stretch in our back. Once we feel that, we're then going to take our fingers and then grip into the floor so they don't slip during this exercise. We're going to tuck our chin towards our chest and now rock our whole body backward, taking our butt towards our heels. The more that we rock backward, the more that you're going to feel a deep opening stretch in your back, but really focus on feeling it from your lower back downward towards your belt line. At this point, we're going to hold it comfortably for 20 to 30 seconds. And during that time period, just do nice, slow, controlled breathing. Let that tension out. Release it by rocking forward and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. So to take this one to the next level, what we can do is take one hand, lift it up, and now reach towards the other side as much as we can. And then lock that hand down and then rock backward. You're going to notice it stretches the other side a little bit more. So give that a try towards the right and also towards the left. If you notice any of those sides are a little bit more tight, at that point, keep throwing repetitions in until everything is nice and loose. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.